In the United States, the debate about the rapture regained enormous visibility in September 2025. A new prediction that the world would end on that date quickly became the subject of intense debates, news reports, and above all, millions of posts on social media. But before we move on, please support us by leaving a thumbs up on this video and subscribing for more content like this. The episode originated with statements by a South African pastor named Joshuamhlakela, who claimed to have received a revelation in a dream that the rapture, the moment when, according to interpretations of certain Christian traditions, Christ would return for his church, would occur on September 23rd and 24th, 2025. The prediction quickly spread beyond his community, gaining international traction and reaching a strong Christian audience in North America. For many, the coincidence of the dates with the Jewish calendar, especially Rosh Hashanah or Feast of Trumpets, further legitimized the speculation. The Jewish festival, which symbolizes spiritual rebirth and features references to trumpets, is often associated with biblical passages linked to the apocalypse. This led some groups to view the prediction as plausible and even a literal fulfillment of ancient prophecies. The movement even gained a name, Rapture Talk, due to the large number of videos circulating on TikTok. Users began sharing messages of spiritual preparation, accounts of prophetic dreams, and even instructions on how to prepare for the big day. Other users reacted with humor and skepticism, creating memes, jokes, and comparisons with countless similar prophecies that failed throughout history. The result was a whirlwind of content that transformed the idea of the rapture into a cultural and media phenomenon far beyond a simple religious debate. This wave also brought to light a previously well-documented psychological phenomenon, so-called rapture anxiety. This is an apocalyptic anxiety experienced primarily by Christians who take prophecies about the end of times literally. These individuals may experience constant fear, insecurity about the future, and even physical symptoms such as insomnia and panic attacks, believing that at any moment they could be left behind. Reports indicate that given the viralization of the September 2025 prediction, many people have begun to experience this type of suffering again, reigniting debates about the psychological impact of religious fundamentalism on certain groups. On the other hand, Christian leaders of different denominations and Bible scholars have sought to convey a message of caution. They point out that the biblical text itself states in Matthew 24:36 that no one knows the day or the hour of Christ's return, not even the angels or the Son, but only the Father. In other words, establishing a specific date for this event contradicts what is written in Scripture. For these leaders, predictions of this kind not only rely on questionable interpretations, but can also undermine the faith of many, generating frustration, disappointment, and even spiritual crises when the date proves to be wrong. It's important to emphasize that this isn't the first time something like this has happened. Christianity has recorded numerous attempts to predict the end of the world, or the rapture. From apocalyptic movements in the 19th century to more recent predictions, such as those circulated in 2011 and 2012. All have invariably failed, but that hasn't stopped new leaders or communities from once again suggesting specific dates, often based on numerical calculations, interpretations of the Jewish calendar, or supposed supernatural revelations. The pattern is clear. In times of global crisis, political instability, or existential threats, such as wars and climate change, predictions of this kind gain fertile ground for dissemination. In the United States, the impact of the September 2025 prediction was twofold. On the one hand, there were believers who dedicated themselves intensely to spiritual preparation through prayer, fasting, and lifestyle changes, believing that the days were truly numbered. On the other hand, millions of people engaged in the issue with a critical or humorous stance, using social media to ridicule the idea or highlight the fragility of previous apocalyptic predictions. The American media also focused on the topic, interviewing experts, following church movements, and reporting stories of families divided between absolute faith in the prophecy and complete disbelief in its veracity. Thus, the episode not only revived an ancient theological discussion about the rapture, but also highlighted how social media has become a powerful tool for amplifying collective beliefs, fears, and hopes. What might once have been confined to small, local religious groups now becomes a global phenomenon in a matter of hours, reaching millions of people and shaping public debate. Ultimately, the prediction that the rapture would occur in September 2025 showed that, beyond a matter of faith, this type of announcement mobilizes highly relevant cultural, social, and psychological aspects. It exposes both the strength of apocalyptic beliefs in contemporary society and the emotional vulnerability these predictions can provoke in individuals and communities. Even if the date passes without anything happening, as on so many other occasions, the debate about the rapture will continue to resurface, fueled by the eternal tension between religious hope, fear of the unknown, and the ease with which ideas can spread in a connected world.